I pantsed a boy.
Oh, honey, I think you're on a list somewhere.
And he wasn't wearing underpants.
Oh!
How old was the child?
He was like 6.
Why do you think that Vanity Fair would go in and censor something to make someone of a different political worldview look more palatable? It's weaponized information. Oh, an SNL cast member pantsed a 6-year-old.
What?
And it was edited out of the interview because I think they realized that it would reflect poorly. It's time for Entertainment Minute. Now, just to be clear, this was meant to be a puff piece from Vanity Fair. That's probably why it was edited. They aired this segment to show you how it's like a big family, the SNL cast. This is the edited version. Here is one of the members, Chloe Fineman, telling a story, and then I'll give you the full version.
What job was I fired from and later rehired by? Bonus, why was I fired?
How old were you?
I was 16. I was fired as a camp counselor.
For hitting on the campers?
No, I pantsed a boy. He would lift my shirt all the time.
Oh.
It's a different time. Like he would be like, hey, can I have a hug? And I'd go to hug him and then he'd like lift my shirt like a dick. And then I was like, I'm gonna get back at you. And so we were on a hike and I was like, hey, Ollie, go look over there, it's a hawk. And he looked. And then I yanked his pants down and then I was fired.
All right, just a silly little story. And by the way, they did edit out. Variety noticed, I think there's a little bit of competition there. Variety, Vanity Fair. I always get them confused because I don't read either of them.
Both of these.
Remember magazines? Vanity Fair edited the YouTube version. See if you can tell what they edited out and why. He was 6 years old and his privates were showing.
I pantsed a boy.
Oh, honey, I think you're on a list somewhere.
And he wasn't wearing underpants.
Oh!
And then a giant school bus drove by, and they were like, "You can't," like, because he would lift my shirt all the time.
Oh, what is happening?
It was Berkeley.
How old was the child?
He was like 6. No, it was a different time. Like he would be like, "Hey, can I have a hug?" And I'd go to hug him, and then he'd like lift my shirt like a dick. And then I was like, "I'm gonna get back at you." And so we were on a hike, and I was like, "Hey, Ollie, go look over there, it's a hawk."
Getting back at a 6-year-old.
And then I yanked his pants down. He wasn't wearing underwear. His little ding-a-ling was out. And then these two twins were like, "Ollie, I didn't know you didn't wear underwear." And then I was fired.
We'll get to the double standard in a second, but let the record show the boy's family did not let that one slide or take it lying down. I always laugh at that scene in that movie. It's like how I had to one time kill a bird that crashed into a window.
Oh, put it in a bag and beat it?
Well, because I didn't. Yes. Yeah. I didn't, you know.
Oh, that sucks. I love it. Somebody pants
Now-
Jason Voorhees, and that's how we got here?
The point is, well, there are a couple of points here. First off, do you think this would be the same response if a man said that? Like, yeah, and her little, I don't even want to say the word because it would
don't.
sound
It's
so
weird.
dirty.
Yeah, don't do it.
Was out and everyone.
Clam.
Yeah, exactly. There you go, muff.
Headless buffalo.
Okay, I thought we said we weren't going
Yeah,
to
but
say
then
it.
we did.
Headless buffalo.
Yeah, see? I like it.
I don't like anything.
Headless buffalo.
And then you have to ask, do you think that Vanity Fair would go in and censor something to make someone of a different political worldview look more palatable? It's weaponized information. It's weaponized editing. It's never applied consistently. Right. That's the issue. Now, do I think that she absolutely should have been fired, of course. But do I think it makes her like a sex offender? No. And I will say this. I've never once pantsed a 6-year-old boy or girl as a full-grown man, but I was masterful at pantsing. Pantsing itself is very, very funny.
It is an art.
I remember senior year gym class, part of the syllabus, I guess, was volleyball. And I remember another Steven was jumping up to spike, and we had these little thin gym shorts, and I pantsed him mid-jump. It was like he jumped up, but the pants stayed the same spot. And he landed, and he had to stop himself from laughing to beat my ass.
Well, you respect the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was doing chin-ups in a gym, and his girls on that side, blah, blah. I'm
Asking
doing chin
for
up.
it.
My buddy comes up while I'm doing chin ups, yanks my shorts down, bare. I kept going.
You have to.
Good for
I had a
you.
nice tight ass, and I said, "Oh, look at it."
It's not your fault.
Did it grab your shorts, or were your shorts?
Two guys hit on me right after the show.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the
Did
Sicilian
what?
in you.
Did what?
I said, did the shorts come down? Did your undergarments come down?
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, nice.
Ah.
I had nice tan lines. I was saying.
I said, they went, southern Italy.
Yeah. There's some more.
Sicilian.
Sicilian. I had another one too. We Centennial Regional High School. We ended at 4, and everyone would go out. I think it was the C wing, and I had a friend. The style was to pull. They would buckle their belt so that it would stay below their ass.
Correct.
And they'd have to walk with their legs kind of out. That was the style, and I kept telling my friend he looked like an idiot. So I planned it where we both had a hall pass to go to the bathroom. I knew the bell was going to ring 4 o'clock, and everyone floods into the halls. And as they do, I just yanked him down, and he couldn't get him back up because he had to undo his belt buckle. And I laughed so hard because I remember he audibly went, "Hey, no!" He said the word no. Gotcha, bitch. He's wearing boxers, you know what I mean? Like, but
My pants stay hip hop kid. I pulled them up.
yeah, exactly.
It's weird. It's a reverse.
Hey, how'd they go know I've been in prison? Ah!
I'll tell you.
Why do you tell that story though? Like, you just be like, I was fired as a camp counselor. I was 16 years old. It sucked. Moving on.
It tells me that women don't have to
don't
go
fear it.
through they don't have to
No
go through the
guy.
thought process.
No guy would tell that story about
No
another
guy
boy.
would tell
Not
that
even-
story.
I know we reverse the sexes. You don't even have to do that.
Right.
No guy would tell that story about pantsing a 6-year-old boy.
I know.
Like, it just wouldn't happen. The hell?
You said the volleyball thing. I did a scene in Louis' movie. It was a volleyball game, and I deep pants joked list.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I was the bully in the movie. It was
You
great.
sent that to me while I was in and I had no idea Nick was here today.
didn't, yeah.
I was like, is he reading my mind? Because we're doing a story about pantsing, and then I realized he was watching Run Through.
I came out and I said, whoa, hey. And you're like, oh, what'd you say that for? And I'm like, just making Italian sounds, whatever.
And I said, why are you making
You're
it
like, what?
Making
like, Nick's
Italian
here. He's
And then I see his Timberlands come across
I'm trying.
around the corner.
I got a wedding today.
I want to make Nick feel comfortable,
So, yeah, it's just. And let me ask you, what's the most embarrassing thing that you've done on the job?
Keep
so as
it
far
clean.
as mine was, I was fired. I've told the story. I was fired from the French Canadian. It was called Les Ailes. Those from Quebec. No, it's like the French Canadian version of Nordstrom's. Kind of higher than Nordstrom's, but not like Saks or Neiman Marcus. And I was fired for juggling promotional sheep. Every Christmas, they would have a stuffed animal with like a little bell or Christmas decor.
I thought they were real.
And there was no one there, and I was just like trying, and I couldn't juggle very well. And I had to watch it on the security camera footage when they told me they were firing me. And I argued with them until they agreed to hire me back and give me one more chance. I'm like, so to be clear, I'm not being fired? They're like, yeah. I said, I quit. And I walked out.
Nice. Good job.
It was an ego thing.
Never been fired. I don't know.
Really?
No, I've tried.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
There really is. It's harder than I thought. It is. It really is. It's not a good thing. I mean, I've quit jobs and stuff, but I never got to the point where I just got fired.
What was your worst job then?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just thinking about now. I'm just kidding. Wow. You were going to fire me. I can't fire
I
back.
wasn't going to fire you.
You said.
See,
you
mine
said
was a
there's
friend.
always
This is the
time
thing.
for
It's
that.
like he doesn't. He's like a woman. Like you wrestle with like your sister. Like you grab her and then she claws your balls. You're like, whoa, that's way too fast of an escalation.
Yeah.
I joke like, oh, it's the first time for everything, and he's like, I will end your bloodline. Like, what the fuck, Gerald?
All right. So my worst job. I was totally kidding, by the way. My worst job was
Can't be hand.
my first or second job. I made glasses. Like at eye makers. They didn't want to be eye masters, so it was like the knockoff in the mall, like McDowell's. And
Eye makers?
So listen, they brought me in to like clean up their filing system. I'm 15 years old. What the hell do I know?
Yeah.
And then apparently one Saturday, this guy's like, well, I just can't work on a Saturday. And I'm like, well, sir, can you make glass, like literally using lensometers, like using the big machines to like cut lenses? I'm like, I'm 15 years old.
Yeah.
I'm barely able to read the writing on these things. What the hell are you talking about? That was a really bad job.
Mine, the one I was most scared. So I did and I was by no means like a foreman, but I could do construction. They go, you carry these poles over there, you dig this hole. And I did it with Johnny Boy. And I mean, I've told this story, sorry, but this is the worst job. We were drilling with an auger fence post, but there was like a dispute, I think, with the neighbors. So they kept their old fence up. So we were less than maybe like a foot in. They said, okay, measure from the fence. And so we were, but there's a Canadian shield is like bedrock. And so that's a big reason we don't have earthquakes, stuff like that. And it's a 2-person auger. Here's a fence post, right? Think of the T, the actual support beams. And every time we'd hit that bedrock, it would
spins.
shoot the auger. And the first time I let go and I felt it. So my arm hits this other post. I felt it brush my fingers. I was like, if my arm it would have snapped.
Yeah.
I mean, compound fracture.
Yeah.
So Johnny Boy and I were like, okay, once we hit it, we just both let it go. So we'd let it go and it would kind of go off. And that was the only time I was, you step on a nail or something, but that was like, okay, every single post hole we're going to be augering, to use the term, we could be losing a limb.
It sounds more fun than not. I don't know.
It also taught me how bosses can be good. That guy always paid us a little bit more than he promised because we showed up and we did the work. I can't remember his name. Johnny Boy knows him. He was a very fair-minded guy, and we were not very good at the job either. But he appreciated that we put the work in. I was like, turns out that you don't have to hate your boss. He's giving us a job. He's paying us well.
Yeah.
Even though it's not a fun job, it's a job. And we went and we bought.
It's not always supposed to be fun. Sometimes it's just a little hard.
Yeah. No job is fun all the time.
No, of course not.
Hand job.
Well,
not always. Most of the time, but it can
Well,
be
you're
chafing.
right.
What
it
if you're
does.
giving?
That's what I meant.
what?
Oh, sorry.
What's he?
Oh, I'm not receipt. No, I'm not selfish.
No, if nothing else,
Gone off the rails.
if nothing else, he is a generous lover. That's what I've heard.
That was my worst job. I had to clean all the glory holes in a men's room. No, it's a gay bar in the village, but they gave me like $8 an hour.
And a straw.
They wouldn't let me use gloves either. I don't know why that was.
I knew a guy who was a paramedic in the gay area of Montreal.
Oh my God! How many
like-
times did he pull out?
He said he would like double up all the rubber, latex, and stuff. He was just like,
hazmat suit.
yeah, exactly.
The guy's like, it's a cut on my foot.
Yeah, it looks like the
care.
final scene in E.T. walking through a tube.
Yeah.
So anyway, we live in two different worlds as far as accountability. Like, if any man were to start, you would see the moment on his face where he switches to a different
Oh, yeah.
story.
You'd be like, no.
Like, I remember when I had to buy pants,
Yeah.
and they weren't the right size, and so I didn't get them.
And I got fired because I didn't have the right pants for the job.
I didn't have
Weird.
the, like, yeah, but what does this have to do with being a camp counselor? I don't know. I guess nothing. Just go on to the next one.
My pants, Chaz Bono.
Jeez.
Yeah. Chaz Bono, what I love is Chaz Bono is a caricature of what she thinks a douchey man to be.
Yes.
It's like, let me wear an open collar shirt, gold
Yes.
chain, chin strap beard, faux hawk.
Yeah.
It's like, yes.
Easy with the
Do you
faux hawk.
believe it?
Well,
Years past.
Inside baseball, but I won't give it. But Chaz Bono, not a man.
baseball, yeah.
Hey, if you're still watching this, you may be one of the 6 million or so subscribers on YouTube who is, for one reason or another, I don't understand it, still here. So back in the day, I would say click one of these videos and subscribe, but really just head on over to my channel on Rumble. Follow me there. I'm live 5 days a week, 11 a.m. Eastern, and I actually say the things that I mean to say. On YouTube, it's everyone here is kind of neutered, really, and there's just a general lack of testicular energy, but I mean that in the heterosexual way. Mostly.